and welcome back to my channel, Gamer Duck. Sorry, Buggy Duck, yeah, Buggy Duck. Anyways, last time we left off with quite a bit of stuff. We built a habitat for these dinosaurs, the Troodon, which actually Troodon is an invalid name actually, and the bad name for them is Synonyxor, so I'm calling them Troodons for the sake of simplicity. And of course, I also built a habitat for Deinonychus, which are a relative of the Velociraptors, but they're bigger. For some reason in this game, they've got these tadpole fins, but a cool design with a nice cassowary-looking crest. And we also worked a bit on some stuff. For example, we created this large habitat in a successful park with all these dinosaurs like Nigerosaurus and the Cintosaurus. Very nice pattern combo on this one. And then there's a Metabarosaurus and Gallimimus, Kentrosaurus, another Kentrosaurus, Oranosaurus, and the Sinoceratops. And we did do a few more things like this. Oh, I love this game soundtrack. Oh, and I also created a habitat within the canyon for these dinosaurs, the Pyroraptors. I like to say the name spelled out like that. I don't know why. Just really love the animations and looks on these guys. I think they were made. The design is absolutely perfect. And anyways, this. Ah, wrong dancer, wrong dancer. Sorry about that. Well, we wait for the Velociraptors. We're gonna review the park a bit more. I think there should be a few more pterosaurs. Whoa, how did you get over here? Well, I mean, the pterosaurs, they're flying wherever they want to go, but I mean, this is insane. This is a very insane journey for a small pterosaur. I mean, went from all over here to over here, crossing a bunch of terrain, and I guess I'm underestimating the pterosaurs. Whatever. Right, so I'm going to start on another habitat for the successful park. And I want it to be over here. Why does the game soundtrack have to be epic when I can't just listen to it and vibe? Nah. So I want to kind of create a kind of crater sort of thing for this habitat. So just yeah, and yeah, there's definitely gonna be carnivorous dinosaur in here. A medium-sized one, but definitely a carnivorous dinosaur. And I'm gonna borrow the design for another build in the Dinosaur Sanctuary, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love that particular build, but we're gonna focus on the present here. Can I just mention how much I love this rock texture? I think that having like a kind of volcanic rock look for the tropical map is the best decision that the game developers ever made, excluding the Pyro Raptor design. So yeah, so yeah, there will be like a kind of volcanic sort of area using the same like terrain and stuff in in the sanctuary area, and I just can't wait to build it. And it will once again contain a carnivorous dinosaur. So I want this to be almost kind of desert themed, like have a bit of water around, but you know, kind of show that the natural disasters they mean business here. This is harsh in a desolate area, which is I guess you know what it sounds kind of silly, but believe me, this is a dinosaur park. People can get as silly as they want here. Well, but still, but once again, yeah, this is a dinosaur park, and the silliness can cost you a few limbs. Let me. So I'm gonna be using the desert foliage because you know the desert foliage it means business. Just really like a kind of hardy and stuff. Oh, and the Mediterranean plants, they're good. They're good. You're good too. Nope, it's in a pot. And then maybe a few plants, like trees, yeah, trees, trees. There we go, and then of course there's the rocks. So I'm gonna do desert rocks. And tropical rocks. We need to go with that kind of rugged look. I think it's rugged, say I pronounce it. Rugged doesn't sound very good, but whatever. Now, so you might be thinking, why would anyone chuck a dinosaur in here? Well, you see, they gave that dinosaur. There might be two of them or even three of them, but they give the dinosaur or dinosaurs some crazy genetic modification abilities that would allow it or them to thrive in this area. Not just survive, but thrive. Not to make it like its preferred habitat, but just to make it so that it can actually survive here. Yeah, it looks very good. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good, yeah. Okay, let's get back into the the abandoned dinosaur lab. There. Oh, pop. Humbug. Easy. Yes, there is gonna be a lot of velociraptors in this dinosaur park. A lot of them. Hang on, let me just check. Okay, let me just add the kind of water shroom for the dinosaur. Watch the gate and the thingy. Now I'm gonna attempt something tricky here. I'm gonna get rid of all of these fences and then try adding in the feeder. Okay, and then now I can put the fences back in place. Back in place. Okay, and now just to re-add all the stuff. Watchtower. It still doesn't look small or anything. And then there's the dense plants. Oh, hang on, it doesn't work, but there is a trick. The Mediterranean tree, it kind of like hangs forward. There. And we can kind of peek in there. And boom. So yeah, so basically this is a functional and upscale version of the Jurassic Park Raptor pen that's available as a decoration. But as you can see, it's way bigger. It's way bigger. Okay, speaking of that volcano inside the sanctuary, I think that it's gonna be time to build it. I'm gonna start, not build it, just do a faint outline of it or something. Okay, this should be enough plants removed. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna take a very it's gonna take a long time to kind of, yeah, like, but I think I can do it. Now, it's really fun to kind of make a story, and that can actually kind of explain all these hills. Like, this sanctuary is like built on a like area with quite a bit of craters and such. But we're gonna pretend that there's a very obvious gap between this and the actual sanctuary, because I mean, if it goes boom boom, then bye bye dinosaurs. Oh my god, why did I say that so cheerful? done. And behold, we've got a massive kind of, not a volcano-ish, but kind of like impact crater kind of thing. It's a crater, but it's beautiful. I can't believe it. I pulled it off. And I think it's a bit bigger, but I mean it's gotta hold in a lot of things. Let's get a carnivore feeder for scale. Okay, it's small-ish. Let's get a T-Rex skeleton for scale. Okay, what about Alamosaurus skeleton? Okay, it looks fine. It looks fine. Okay, it's now time for the sand. Now, rock. And here we go. And then now we gotta have just a bit of water. Just a teensy tiny bit. And where there's water, there's life. So you can have a few plants over here. There'll be just enough food for, and this is just enough food for the herbivorous dinosaurs that are going to be visiting this place. Yep. Ever wondered how sauropods nest? Well, I think I think that was in a prehistoric planet, I think, but I think that areas with like these kinds of warm, geothermally heated places, I think they might have gone hand in hand with the sauropods becoming the biggest dinosaurs. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I mean, guess so. Um, I mean, I don't think it's very steep, but it is gonna be another dinosaur here. But before we can get into that, we're gonna make some nests. But I'm not sure how many nests this place can hold, but I hope it can hold enough. So there's gonna be two different kinds of nests. So there's a sauropod nests and carnivore nests, because there will be a carnivorous dinosaur in here. Okay. Right. And now, so the carnivorous dinosaur nest is a bit more tricky because it requires a smaller base to it. Oh no no no! It goes up and down. We don't want that. Okay, how about a planter? So with this kind of requires the planters to be more like this. Oh, they go up and down with the terrain as well. Come on. I need something that goes up and down into the terrain. Curse you, game. You're making me look stupid in front of my... This doesn't work, then... Please work, please work, please work. Yes. It's working. Now it's bigger than the sauropod nest, or so it appears. See, it's actually meant to be more intricate. So the carnivores really paid attention to its nest. It's kind of like dug it out in a huge circle. It's not just a pile of ground like the sauropod nest, but it's more of like meant to hold some rocks. and the rocks, there's some moss grown on them, and like the dinosaur, it's like dragged all these small to medium sized rocks onto its nest. Like I think that they would have built these nests kind of like as a kind of display surf thing, like a bowerbird, but it ends up having some function. I'm gonna have it kind of dirt and pure sand, dirt and sand, dirt and sand. So not pure sand, but just dirt and sand. Maybe I have a bit of the rock in there. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. And I'd imagine that these little crevices, there would be perfect little spot for some plants to take roots. I mean, there's already the moss, but I'm going to insert some of these bushes in. And yeah, this looks nice. It's actually meant to have like effort put into it, and like the dinosaur would have built this on a natural spot, but it's actually meant to have effort in it. Like I'm not gonna use rocks as eggs. Instead, I'm gonna use bins as eggs. Like so, and they're gonna be in a kind of pattern. Yeah, they would have pooped out a lot of eggs. Okay, let's get to work on the sauropod nests. There. It's gonna need a lot of work, this area, but the actual building of it, it's actually easier than I thought. So I want there to be some sauropods nearby, and an area connecting this to the rest of the sanctuary. And there's gonna be even more baby dinosaurs. And there's like a large area here, maybe a waterfall. You know what? I'll actually get to work on the waterfall. So I'm gonna add all these large rocks. I'm not gonna risk any chances like and stuff. Take any risks with random rocks. I'm just gonna do it with the large ones. Have that as the source. Then there's the sand. It's meant to simulate the actual waterfall. There may be a bit of like a plants and stuff. I'm not sure if it would work. But blah blah blah, plants and stuff, plants and stuff, and plants and stuff. Boom. And of course, I'm gonna go crazy with the waterfalls. Oh yes, so many waterfalls. Very a large waterfall. Moderate water from a small one, and the medium one. Uh-huh. And they all pour out into this. I mean, if you squint at it, it kind of looks like a very fast, rapid waterfall. And this water, in turn, it's not restless like the waterfalls that feed water to it. And bang. Okay. And bang. add some tiger rocks. Okay, there. Um, and I'm making good progress with this actually. And so there's barely any food in here. So the sauropods they cannot stay there for long. But there is plenty of food over here. It's got all the like favorite plants this area, and it's very close to yeah. So I think so. This area, I think, storytelling again. It's probably why they kind of chose to have a dinosaur sanctuary, cause it's ideal for 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 dinosaurs, especially the very large ones, which would probably be very threatened because I mean yeah, so think of Jurassic World Dominion. We've got dinosaurs and humans competing, and if you actually know, Jurassic World Dominion doesn't explain that very well. It's a great movie, but it doesn't explain that kind of bit very well. But Chaos Theory does. Think Chaos Theory. The large dinosaurs, especially the sauropods, they would really do. I think it would do lots of damage to crops and stuff. So people might go out their way to get rid of them. So this actually might be an important one for the sauropods during the events of Chaos Theory. So yeah, so I imagine it would have lots of these archaic plants. Possibly the creators of the sanctuary might have gone out of their way to plant all these ginkgos, but I think there should also be some giant horsetails around here and tree ferns. And whenever I'm designing kind of wetlands-esque bits, I always love to have leafy climbers in the water, but maybe not near the waterfall. Me have a bit that I've clung on, but I'm more of to here where the water is a bit calmer. And of course have them scattered around. And a few cycads around the edge of the water. And the seed plants. So you gotta really imagine sauropods like thriving here. And of course are the invisible fences. But actually I'm pretending they're not invisible fences. They're just there to keep the dinosaurs in. But I just imagine that the dinosaurs they're more of the dinosaurs' territorial boundaries. The dinosaurs like kind of territorial boundaries. It looks good. Okay, thank goodness it looks good. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is completely wrong. Oh. I kind of did a bit of a whoopsie with the with the hypothetical territorial boundaries, but it's okay. It's one that can easily be fixed. But not all whoopsies can be fixed. I'm looking at you. Whatever stupid things they did in Jurassic World. I'm looking at you. But yes, so the sanctuary it's really coming along. But of course, there's gotta be a giant pterosaur in here too. Because I mean, pterosaurs, I think I'd imagine them thriving in these kinds of hilly areas, especially the giant ones, the Asdarchids. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for the sanctuary section of the park, particularly since there's still gonna be some space. Now, let's think of what dinosaur would go best inside this area. So once again, I'm gonna do a temporary hatchery Oh no no no! It's not working. It's not working. Sorry. I'm just gonna place the hatchery over here. I'm gonna have to move the dinosaurs in. Hang on. And yeah, and there's the Velociraptor mm, in the abandoned dinosaur lab. The fences are still holding strong, as the aviary walls are in the abandoned park. But not everything's gonna be like that. And there will be some knockdown fences, but I'm gonna need, but I don't have any like tools and stuff for that. But there will be a lot of knockdown fences. Some will be simply cosmetic. They have such big eyes. Really cool pattern on this dancer. Just going through the park and reviewing. Still can't get over how big this thing is. Oh yeah. I'm gonna like that pattern till the end of time, baby. Rephrase pattern combo. Why do I always double back to this little habitat? Is it because everyone's so cute in it? Sweet and innocent, tigers, pets, and everything. Really like the pattern I chose for the Stegosaurus. Alright. Well, it's all growing, and all of a sudden, the abandoned park is beginning to get rather small. Well, let's change that. And I think that we should get the Chronosaurus some neighbors, and and not just there's gonna be other lagoon animals within the whole area, but okay, so yeah, a lot of islands around here, and these lagoon islands are the perfect habitat for one particular creature. But before we get to that, I want to show you something. So I'm gonna create another hill within the sanctuary, a small one. So I'm gonna create a kind of swamp. There's gonna be some really tricky terrain shenanigans within this swamp area. But if I can just pull it off, the sheer swampiness of this habitat will mean that it's gotta be the perfect habitat for both some unusual marine reptiles and for for dinosaurs that that eat fish. And no Spinosaurus is in the sanctuary. Right. Let me show you this. I'm not sure if this glitch will work, but okay. So I can do this, and as you can see, the water it's I can get it very close if I just lower the terrain a bit. If I lower the terrain a bit, I can get the water very close to the lagoon. And this really gives the illusion of kind of swampiness. Of course, there's the edges of the lagoon and everything, but blah 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 details. And let me show you something cool. Tada! And with a bit of luck and good placement, I'm gonna be able to get mm, these, um, these marine creatures outside the lagoon, at least for a bit. But of course, this is a dinosaur sanctuary, and it's gonna handle all kinds of dinosaurs. And there's some species they require to be kept in special areas. For example, what if they got a dinosaur that was adapted to cold conditions? Well, this is a tropical island, baby. That ain't gonna cut it unless they had a dome that can, and inside the dome, temperatures are quite cold-ish, and that can keep those dinosaurs comfortable. Well, as you can see, yeah, it's getting really stunning. I'm kind of creating a lot of canyons. Good to know somebody's actually using the makeshift pterodactyl nest. Now, so this white sand, it's a very nice sand texture, but I can actually use it not only as water for water, but as snow. And and these large Mediterranean rocks, they kind of look really icy and stuff. I can also use this for a salt lake too. Oh yeah, maybe I can actually recreate that scene in it's a Walking with Dinosaurs episode with the Diplodocus and the Allosaurus on the salt flats. That would be nice. But I'm using this as ice. I'm using this as ice. I'm using it as ice. It looks like a salt lake, but trust me, it's ice. It's ice. It's ice. It's ice. 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 It's ice. It's ice. It's ice. Buggy duck. Okay, I'm gonna create another carnivorous dinosaur nest. But I'm gonna see if it works with this fountain. Yep, it works. It works. It works. So I'm gonna get it more raised up because it's snow and it's easier to shovel with your feet. And surprisingly, I'm gonna use the grassy dirt for the interior. Because it's more hospitable for plants. So I could actually have a few plants in there. Too much, too much, too much. Yeah, I'll stick to individually placeable foliage. But first I need to place the quote-unquote eggs, and I'll arrange in nice little pairs, but it's more of like the dancer was in a great hurry to like bury them. Unfortunately, I can't put like anything over them or anything. But I kind of had a bit of plants and stuff. Like they're hardy Arctic plants, and these dried out plants, they actually make a really great border to the nest. So I'm using all these kind of dry looking plants because Dante would have put in a lot of effort to make sure that the nest is a bit warm. And of course, there has to be a goat feeder in there to keep them stimulated. Stuff. but we need to figure out what to do with this second canyon. Can't just leave it. Well, I mean, remember what I said about chaos theory? Well, this, it's in the same universe as all the Jurassic Parks and stuff. So, would that theoretically mean that, you see, yeah, Jurassic Park 3 is the absolute GOAT. So imagine if some of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park 3, they're still here, they're still within the universe. Yeah, you can guess what I'm gonna do. First, I gotta connect all the waters. Really carving out the canyon here. And oh, the water is on a collision course with this habitat. Oops, I've kind of flooded the habitat. Sorry. It's less of a lake, it's more built on a river, but it looks interesting. There we go. I'm gonna use the tiniest river here. Boom! Yeah, so the future, it's holding a lot in promise. It's promising a lot. But it's about time I reveal what dinosaur will be going in there. And I'm gonna be settling with, okay. So it's carnivorous dinosaur, and it's gonna be medium sized. Yeah, Megalosaurus. That's the one. Perfect. I'm gonna favorite all the like leap patterns for a kind of like rugged look, and then I'm gonna go with random favorites and random per egg. Right, so there's gonna be two of them. And I can also get some other dinosaurs ready too. A large herbivorous dinosaur. Okay, and I'm gonna need a lot of giant herbivorous dinosaurs to put in the crater. Comment down if my videos are too long. I'm open to anything like that. There we go, buddy. Yeah, there's gotta be a lot of stuff in this park, including some inspiration that's gonna be taken from some of my favorite dance documentaries, like Walking with Dinosaurs, Prehistoric Planet, stuff like that. Well, the crater it's looking very good. I really like one of them got with the Megalosaurus. Very imposing, really terrifying. Yeah, they're giving me sharp tooth vibes from the Land Before Time. Well, this is where I leave you guys.